Hello, doctor. Here's a summary of secondary smoking and early childhood caries. A systematic review and meta-analysis article. Background. Early childhood caries, ECC, is a prevalent health issue affecting preschool children. ECC can cause pain, infection, and long-term dental complications. Various factors, including diet, socioeconomic status, SES, and oral hygiene habits, contribute to ECC. Secondary smoking, passive exposure to tobacco smoke, has been suggested as a potential risk factor, although the exact biological mechanisms remain unclear. Methods. A systematic review and meta-analysis were conducted following the Cochrane Handbook Guidelines and the PRISMA Statement. A comprehensive search of PubMed, Web of Science, Medline, Scopus, and Embase was performed to identify studies published until June 2024. Inclusion criteria: observational studies, cohort, case control, cross-sectional, focusing on children under 71 months exposed to secondary smoking and reporting on ECC incidence or prevalence. Data were extracted and analyzed using Review Manager software, and study quality was assessed using the grade approach and Robinson for bias evaluation. Results: study selection. 1,243 studies were initially identified. After screening, 16 were included, 12 cross-sectional, 2 cohort, and 2 case control studies. Findings. Cross-sectional studies, N equals 11, showed children exposed to secondary smoking had an odds ratio, or, of 1.77 for developing ECC. Cohort studies, N equals 2, found a relative risk, RR, of 1.45, indicating increased ECC incidence among children exposed to secondary smoke from infancy. Case control studies, N equals 2, reported a higher or of 4.46 for ECC in children with passive smoking exposure. Risk of bias. Some studies had high or very high bias, impacting overall certainty. Quality of evidence. Low to very low, due to study limitations, bias, and confounding factors like SES and diet. Discussion. This study supports the association between secondary smoking and ECC, aligning with previous research. Mechanisms may include alterations in salivary composition, immune response, and bacterial imbalance. SES is a confounding factor, as lower SES correlates with higher smoking prevalence and ECC risk. Limitations include study design variability, potential publication bias, and the inability to establish causality. Conclusion. Preschool children exposed to secondary smoking have a higher risk of developing ECC. However, more high-quality research is needed to confirm these findings and control for confounding factors like SES. Thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe our channel to support us. See you in the next video.